Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Age of the Rings cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a best of three, with the first match being on Lond der Enid. Playing as the Woodland realm, we have got Thranyang, and playing as the forces of Mordor, we've got PaNikX. Ho ho! Now aren't you excited, boys and girls? No, look at this, it's not even Dawn of War, is it? It's not even a single player, let's play thing, this is an actual cast of a different type of game. And what a game it is, I'm quite excited. I've only done a little bit of research on it so far, but it's looking promising. If you are a long-time fan of the channel, you will know that we did a couple of Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth casts a long time ago, but this is a mod, and might I say, what a fine-looking mod it is. We're just scrolling, right? Look at the level of detail in these boys. It's a brand new faction for the mod. How do I turn around on this? Wrong button. Is it the middle button? It's the middle button. Look at this. It's their little... It's a dude, and he's whittling a deer. And then, if we look at the economy buildings for the orcs, which is just as tasty, we have got some happy, friendly people who are definitely not forced to do this. Ignore the chains on their wrists, just farming away themselves. Isn't excellent? So yeah, I've just been thinking, is there another game I could do that isn't Dawn of War, that is a castable kind of game? And this looks like a good candidate, so let me know in the comments what you think, and we shall see if we can... Well, we'll just see how far we can take this gravy train. So anyway, we've got Mordor. Mordor is well known for its cheap orc warriors, with what, 70 resource compared to like a pikeman's of 225. I mean, what's the standard unit for the Woodland realm? They've got their Towdrim at 332 resources. So yeah, compare and contrast, very cheap, as is the way of the orcs of Mordor, but they do have the advantage of, because they're cheap, being quite numerous. So, quite exciting stuff. I'm going to assume that you've maybe have played this game before, or have heard this game before. I will explain little bits as we go on. So as you can see, these guys are going to go around and bashing all the neutral camps in the middle. These dudes have got levels that they can go up in. When they get to level 2, they're able to auto-regen units or models that they've lost. But until then, they're quite vulnerable to squad wipes. Everyone's also got these powers, which... Can I look at you? There we go, so... Looking at the... You're the good guys. So these guys have got, like, little power menus that they can, like, get, like, these things from. So every time they kill something, they're able to get, like, little upgrades and stuff. So Horn of the Gate, what, targeted allies gain 25% damage and 25% armor for 60 seconds. Whereas, the Mordor people, what do you have? You've got something that's quite similar. As you know, you've got a summons a small horde of Ungol trackers, which allows the people to see, detect stealth and stuff, and minus armor and damage, and oh yeah, it all makes sense. Just know that it's like global combat abilities. It's really useful. But yeah, so both sides just having a look around the map, seeing what they can bash and kill. Got a couple of wargs knocking around. And once they do that, they can also murderize things, which then have little treasures in them. Look at that. Extra resources for all the fun stuff. And look at that, and when they get to level 2, they get a little banner to let them know, hey, we are level 2, look at us, how cool are we. Now, one thing that the orcs can do, if they don't fancy moving out and killing things for their XP, they can start attacking themselves. That is a thing that they can do. I'm not sure if it's like just like a special button on the press or something, but that is a thing that they could do. I do believe we do have some, what are you called? Some sigil math for I've had a bit of a look of the factions, and the Woodland realms, they're basically Welsh. The Welsh Elves, on account of their language being almost indecipherable, much like the Welsh. All their units have got ridiculous names. What, they're riders of... Like, come on, if that's not the most Welsh-sounding name, the Gwairachien, or however you pronounce that, that's definitely Welsh. But yeah, so the Woodland Realms are basically the most elvish of factions, from what I can understand. There's about 11 factions in this game. You've got your dwarfs, you've got your Elrond, not Elrond, you've got Rivendell, you've got Misty Mountain, etc, etc. You've got the Haradrim, I think they've got their own faction as well. And yeah, so these guys are the most elvish of elves. High damage, high elite units for small numbers, high expense. Almost the antithesis of the orcs, who are very cheap, good for spamming, and die quite... I suppose they die just as easily, but there's just too many of them. But look at this positioning. from the elves of the Woodland realm, managing to position themselves so that they can be around in the entire retreat path of the orcs. Managing to get squad wipe there. And the slave pits, I don't believe they call it, yeah, slave farm even, sorry. Entirely vulnerable to their advances. What are the Force of Mordor going to go for? They have got a... Are you level 2? No, you're not level 2, but you are going to go for some orc archers. You will notice that some of these buildings can be leveled up. And when you level them up, you are able to gain the bigger and badder, like Black Uruks. Bigger and badder units. So you don't really tier up your fortress, not like Dawn of War. You tier up your individual production buildings, which I quite like. Soft tiering. Ooh! Got a tree coming up. Was that an ability for the... Yep, we've got the elves awoke them. Some of the tree that knocks back an enemy unit. Nearby allies are stealthed while enemies suffer 15 or minus 15 damage and armor. So sneaky tree. And only lasts for a little bit of time. But there we go. Don't know whether the elves are well known for just summoning random foliage, but we'll take it. You also notice as well that there's these little out camps. If I can turn around one of these bad boys here. An auxiliary camp. Captured to recruit special regional reinforcements. So, I think Ents, maybe, something like that. You can recruit very special things, depending on where these buildings are. I'm not sure how many buildings there are of them, although I do like how these slave farms are being popped around quite far around the map. These resource buildings, essentially the larger area you have around them that are not occupied by another resource bit, the more resources you get for each one. I do believe that the Orcs of Mordor, they've got ones where it's like, I think it's like however many trees are nearby, that's what they get, or for like resources. I'm not entirely sure. We also, sadly, unlike the Dawn of War, we don't have the incoming resources, but we do have the command points and the unit caps, so that'll be quite useful for assessing army sizes. And currently, the elves do have a larger state of combat, or more forces. Orcs not really getting that many kills. They're a bit behind in the power thing. You have to remember that I've got to learn the names and stuff. Well, we'll do a deal, right? You just pretend that I know what I'm on about, and I'll just try and talk really confidently, like as if I know what I'm doing. And it'll all work out that way. Got pikemen moving in for the front. One squad wipe there, and another squad wipe from the Elves' perspective. So both armies losing one squad each. These pikemen from the Elves, or should I say the Lama Rifier. They're dead. Oh, we've got the Mouth of Sauron. He's there, chilling out. He's able to get on a horsey if he wants to. He's got Dark Sorcery, which I'll let you read those things, because I'm not bothered reading them. I'll just read them in the moment. You can always pause, can't you, because you are living in future land where pausing is available. But I imagine he does some quite serious, nasty shenanigans when he gets to level 10. Also some cave trolls going on here. And look, there's a little dude. Little dude on the inside. Happy troll. Just minding his own business. Just mild BDSM. That's what trolls like. Definitely. Got some sneaky elves going around the backside. Stabbing away at these, trying to liberate these slaves from the slave farms. You'll notice as well that each farm reduces the cost of trolls and great beasts of Gomorrah. Not sure what a beast of Gomorrah is, but it's a thing. And as it levels up, it increases the amount of money, or should I say, it increases the... I assume it increases the income. So you've got to make sure that you don't lose your things. You've got to keep them alive. It's not a zero-sum game. So it all depends, really, when you're invading someone else's base. Do you want to go for production, where they've then got to level up their production buildings again, or do you want to go for their resources, which kind of a similar thing? Does it cost money to upgrade these? It just takes time. I suppose time is money. Small catches. I do also love the artwork for a lot of these unit cards. Very tasty to look at. Mouth of Sauron back to full health. Ready to give people a little kiss on the cheek. Let's got this one. Oh, who are you? You are Gorebag. Yes, and you have abilities as well. While near Shagrat, Gorebag slowly takes damage over time. Oh, right, okay. So cannot have those orcs standing next to each other. But he's going to give it a go anyway. Shagrat, he's walking around. Keep your rats away from him, because he's going to show them a very good time. Oh, we got some dwarfy dwarfs. Friendly, elvish, woodland dwarfs. They're getting mowed down by the mouth. No love. Also stuck on a bit of terrain there. But they don't want to get involved in close combat. They are the ranged horses. And one sad little, what are you? You are a hunting shrine. Little man trying to whittle away his deer as the orcs approach en masse. The poor woodland dwarfs struggling to live. Oh, that's where you come from then. Right, okay, you are the local area-specific unit that you can recruit. Oh no, quick! Take your whistling away, young man! Oh, that's sad. The orcs have got no chill. They have no time to show respect for people's whittling skills. And now the casual dwarfs are also going to lose their touch. Good against infantry. Can stealth near trees. But no more. While that's going on, the elves are going to do a counterattack, again focusing on the resources of the orcs. We do have a drummer boy coming in. He is able to increase the damage and arm and experience of nearby people. Also able to roar, causing enemy units to flee in terror. Which is great for getting people out of position. There's some black Uruk marauders. Very fast. But thankfully the Wood Elves are even faster. Oh, what are you? You are a Goramar foundry. So I suppose... Oh, you're just... Oh, you're the research building. Right, okay. Fair enough. I'm able to upgrade the research banners of the Red Eye. Allows people to basically get to tier 2, or level 2, sorry, without having to go for the rigmarole of attacking things first. Look at him go! Love the combat animations in Battle for Middle-earth. The guys who did this mod, I will put a link in the description to all their stuff below if you want to download stuff. Oh, we've seen... That's the noise that the Haradrim make. There we go! Salam alaikum, they say as they ride into battle. What amazes me about horses in this game is that they do have a tendency to mow down infantry with no remorse if they get enough momentum. They're quite fragile, the horses, especially when they go up against pikemen. But when they get that momentum, they are quite lethal. But all dying all the same. So what was I saying? Oh yes, the things for the mod, I will put a link to their Discord, to the ModDB page, to all the good stuff down below. So if you want to get involved with this kind of stuff, then do, because, like, yeah, I think this mod is quite awesome and deserves some of your time at the very least. And also, I have not asked for permission to get these replays from the Discord. I just assumed there's no rule against it. And I'm... Oh, what are you? You are... Beacon of Morgul requires the Morgul Spy upgrade. All orcs on the battlefield gain 15% speed, 50% damage, and armor for 30 seconds. So a wonderful defensive ability there as the elves move forward. Also some shenanigans going on in the deep. What are you? You are... He gave us all evil to him. Oh, that's the Haradrim ability. It's stuff. Things are happening. We've got Elven King's Patience. That does something as well. Oh, it's fire. It's fire and sadness. That's not a happy time for anyone of the elvish kind or variety. With some Morgul vanguards charging in, looking to cut down the vulnerable. Whatever you are, I can't even click on you. Hold still, you rascals. The Welsh. We're just going to call them the Welsh. The Welsh with stabby swords, the Welsh with stabby spears, and the Lady Welsh. Yes. The rarest of all the Welsh. No, but yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm breaking any rules by taking out this replay, but there weren't any rules against it on the Discord, and so I just assume, and you know, I said hello on the Discord. That's as close as I could get because I'm very shy, believe it or not. For those of you who've talked to me before on Discord, you'll know that I'm a little bit shy in talking to new people. There is a reason why I do this on the internet and don't do much public stuff, because it's easy on the internet, isn't it? Oh look, we've got a well of wine, that's good. And you have a feast. Instantly heals units by moderate amounts, but decreases their movement speed by 66% for 30 seconds. Useful. Well, here comes... this is just a mass of orcs, isn't it? And that drummer in the middle, allowing them to gain loads of experience really quickly, as well as making them a lot more lethal. Yeah, the elves have got a difficult time ahead of us, but quite strong units at the moment. But well, I assume that these are strong units. The Tamis Thranyang killing that drummer. No dramas whatsoever. Who's fighting who? I suppose that's maybe the only slight complaint I have of the game so far. And I've not played much of it, but the only slight complaint I have of the game so far is that in the big battles, like, say for example these guys, I know that these guys are one team because they've got big red capes. Everyone else, they're a bit brown. Which that's not to say, no judgment here, no comments here or whatever, it's just from a casting perspective, a bit hard to see what's going on. I imagine from a player's perspective as well, it might get a little bit hectic later on. But yeah, more shrines being stabbed to death. The orcs getting that map control as their units grow in size, well, their army grows in size. I mean, what? We've currently got that many amount of orcs on the field at the moment, compared to this many orcs, or elves, sorry. So the elves have got a little bit of a number disadvantage. We are going to come over on this side and fire away. Although the longbowmen out of position, thankfully some more elves are going to be summoned around on this side. We're completely ignored by the Black Uruks. The big summoning ability, Horns of the Gate, but the horns being instantly poo-pooed by the fire of death. What is that ability called? Is that just Cracks of Doom? Terrifying stuff. We now do have a a Tower Tiro. What's going on here? We've got a Statue of Orphera. Increases general vibes, become immune to fear and terror. Got research buildings. Well, we've got all sorts. We've got the elite, the cream of the crop, and little dudes on the walls. Yes. Oh, we've even... Oh, I quite like this. These buildings are like random dudes walking around for defensive reasons. That's good. But as the orcs expand, they're also going to put down some more slave pits, but they've got to keep them defended from these cheeky Welsh Elves up on the northern side. They are level 3, but will lose the level 3-ness. That's quite a trade, to be honest. And I imagine that when you kill someone that's level 3, you gain extra XP. And these Black Uruks, level 4, got the Despoiler, gain 25% attack against structures and leech resources while attacking structures for 20 seconds. That's quite a useful ability. Can also Brawl. Yeah, like I say, it kills friendly orc units for XP. Down this side, the elves are amassing, running to crack open anything that they can. Mouth of Sauron, looking to cut down some nasty buggers. And the Haradrim, Salam Alakuming everywhere that they can, going after those elves. Look out, just murderizing them. It's more or less one hit, one kill when they get that momentum going. Thankfully, we have got... What are you? You are shiny elves. The Megla Hedry popping in. One drummer down. Another drummer down being left alone on the side. And just the sheer amount of orcs on the field along with the Haradrim. Flying down, chasing away these Twattereros, or however one pronounces that. Duavu, you are Feren. Standing on his own. Slashing left and right. Giving them the good stabbings. But these guys, they're free real estate, baby. They were summoned, and they will go in a couple of seconds. So fighting these guys are probably not what you really want to do. And we got fading into the distance, but not before taking this dude away. Mouth of Sauron, now got his ambassador. He has 100% armor and is resistant to knockback for 20 seconds. Should he wish. Quite lethal. I've got these boys. What are you? Good lord, stand still. Why can't I wish I could. Can I? If I change to elves, can I then? No, that's not how it works. Well, we'll get there in the end. I mean, I've been doing Dawn of War for about a year and a half now, so I'm used to like all the controls here. Well, this is the first one of Age of the Rings, so all the actual controls are going to take a while for me to get my head around. But the elves coming in for just more economic damage. Or maybe we're going to go for those production buildings. Yeah, those drummer trolls are probably really what you want to get rid of. But Mordor can just replace them quite quickly, so it's probably good to go for a bit of both here. The elves, they're being shot at by the orc archers. Slapped around by the drummer. I mean, elves over here are having a bit of a good time. Pikemen going to charge in. Going to keep their eyes on the... Oh no, you're friendly horses. Good lord, be gentle. Drummer troll. Playing the fat beats. A rhythm that slaps quite literally. Ho ho! Like that. You know, it just goes to show that orcs, no matter what universe they're in, they're having the best time. I mean, are the elves playing any music? No, but I suppose they do have a literal well of wine. So maybe they're just having fun, but in a different kind of way. Got blue blitz. They've gone for the Darwinian red. Elves units regain health while outside of combat. Passive ability, quite useful. Especially if you're doing lots of hit and run, which the elves, I imagine, are probably want to do. The whole army of Mordor chasing after. Ooh, you do not want to be caught in the middle of them. Poor bears. They're being ignored, but you never know. Horses, they're just running around saying, oh gosh, we don't know what we're doing in life. Please let us just leave alone so we can eat some grass. And they don't really have time to snag anything. Or's got these towers as well for defensive purposes. Horses, I do believe, take additional damage from the archers. I can't guarantee it. I've done the barest of Wikipedia reads for the articles for each of these factions. Like I say, for the strengths and weaknesses, almost diametrically opposed. Small armies of elite units versus large armies of chaff. And the orcs seem to be having the better time of it. At the moment, we've got spheres of Framsburg, some of an army of Etherod. God, you know what, J.K. Rowling? Not J.K. Rowling, haha, that'll get some angry comments. Tolkien, I mean, you wrote too much Welsh and I don't like it. Summon Shelob, they can do that, which would be quite fun to see. It's depending on who's going to use their summoning armies. Here come the Deer Riders. Shelob comes out of nowhere there. Now I imagine she slows people down. She's got Dark Deterrent, stuns people. Fell Stingers. Spawns the Ungorlant, or Greenland, or whatever. More fire as well. Everyone's just having a really shit day. Oh, I mean, the elves are. The orcs are probably having a grand old time, but the elves were like, oh dear. Giant spiders and fire. Nothing worse. We do have Frumgar. I love this. Frumgar and the Etherredge warriors charging in. God, they're looking very Saxon-esque to me, which I quite like. Got some... I'm not going to try and read that word. The Cumaphori. They're going to come around the backside. Open to come in the backside. As all these orcs are being mowed down en masse. More pikemen coming on the right-hand side. But they're also being attacked two-prong styled. Elves over here firing against these guys. Morgul pikemen smashing up the Sylvan clearing. Will be taken down. And good Lord in heaven, almighty, the elves are having a hard time of it. Does not look like they'll be playing for much longer. Can they pull something back there. They've still got the recruitment buildings. I know the Haradrim, they're still coming in. Very short cooldown on that ability, I have to be said. There's something so strong as well. The blooming, what do we call them? The cavalry in this game are not to be understated. You've got to be really, really careful with your positioning of your infantry when the cavalry are on the field. And the Woodland Elves, they give up. It's a day for Mordor. A day for Mordor indeed. And it sends you back right over here. There's no ending screen or anything apart from that, so no resource things whatsoever. The original plan was for this video to be a best of 3. And that was purely because I had no idea really how long each of these matches would take. Thankfully, though, this one individual match has lasted about maybe 25 minutes or so. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I don't want to spend, or I don't want to use all the replays that are available at the moment because I don't know how often these replays are uploaded. So I don't want to kind of blur the entire library or dictionary or whatever you would call a collection of replays on the first weekend. But yeah, this was fun. I really, really enjoyed this. And if you guys think that this is a good idea, let us know. I won't do it more than, I'm still on the Dawn of War for most of the time, obviously. But maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. I'm thinking a weekly thing. I think this is easy enough to make a weekly thing. It'll be all right. But yeah, cool. Cheers. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.